Deed fraud and deed stealing. People have asked about this all the time, and I bet you really want to know what is the real story. So join me here on Moveonomics, where I'm going to tell you all about it, what you can do for free to protect yourself. Join me here on Moveonomics. Hello and welcome to Moveonomics, where Prescott is everybody's hometown. And let's make it your hometown too. I'm Peter Fife with Coldwell Banker Northland, the #1 individual agent in Prescott 3 years in a row. Now, we're going to talk about deed fraud and deed stealing. A lot of people ask about this. I get this question all the time. Is it real? Yes, it is extremely real and happens on a regular basis and is unfortunately way too easy. And there's really not a good solution to solve that problem, because here's what happens. So in Arizona and in most states in the United States, all you have to do is you walk into the county recorder's office, you have a notarized document that says, I, Peter Fife, am deeding my property over to XYZ person, right? They don't know if that notary is false or fabricated. They just see it's notarized. Okay. And they run it through. Well, guess what? Then they can get a loan on your house. They can sell your house technically because they're the owner of record, right? So you ask yourself the question, oh my gosh, what do I do? Title lock? There's a cheaper option. So title lock just lets you know when somebody has stolen your deed. It doesn't necessarily stop them from doing so. At this point, unfortunately, there's not a good way to stop it from happening. I've heard people say, what about a fingerprint? What about biometrics? It comes with lots and lots of problems, because what would happen is you would then screw up the entire real estate cycle, because if you have to wait 2 weeks to record a document, it's going to mess everybody up for verification and other stuff when it comes to selling transactions. So I don't have a good solution. If you have a great solution, let me know. I'll talk to our congressman here in Arizona. I'll talk to the lawmakers, Quan Nguyen, and the other one that I can't remember off the top of my head. But anyway, we'll talk to our congressmen here, see if we can change some rules to make it easier. It's got to be a happy medium. But here's what you can do for free. Now, if you go to yavapaiaz.gov, and you go to Maps, and it says Recorder's Office. On Recorder's Office, you'll see something called Recorded Document Alert. Click on that, and there's a QR code that you can click on, okay? Or do with your phone, whatever you want to do. You can also call them. You can sign up for what's called a Recorded Document Alert. That lets you know if anybody's changed the document on your deed. So whenever you change the documents, or whenever documents are changed on your deed, you'll be notified. Now, it does have about a 2-week delay. Nothing can stop it from happening, but if you catch it within 2 weeks, you can jump on it with an attorney or whatever, go back to the county recorder's office and say, hey, this was fraudulently done, put a red flag on it, do something to start the process to protect yourself. Now, people say, what can I do to stop my deed, my title from being stolen? It's mostly for homes that are owned outright. Those houses that have loans on them are not a high target, and here's why. Because if the fraudulent people go to steal your title and there's a loan on it, they have to release the loan and you're going to know about it. They don't want people to know. They want to sell it and get rid of it before anybody knows and get money before it all starts unraveling in front of them. Okay, so do I say get a loan on your house? No. If you have your house paid off, that's a good thing. But I can tell you a really cheap option that you can do. You can get a home equity line of credit from your local credit union or whoever you love and trust. Usually they're free, meaning they don't have exorbitant closing costs. Most of the places I go to might charge a $150 doc fee and maybe $75 a year, and they're good for 10 years. Not to mention, the best time to get money is when you don't need it. Okay? Remember what Bob Hope said about banks? Banks are places that only give money to people who don't need the money. That's what banks do. So you always get money and credit when you don't need it, because then you'll get it. Because if you get in a bind and you suddenly need credit and money, they're not going to give it to you. So it's always good to have a home equity line of credit just in case medical expenses or something comes up. Not a bad idea. Now, On land, unfortunately, that's not really a possibility. And land fraud is up very highly. So I know in my office, we have some protocols to stop us from listing pieces of land that aren't owned by the people. If we ever get a call from somebody who says, hey, I need to list my land in Arizona, and you start asking questions about it, you try to find out really if they're the actual owner. Why did you buy the property? Where did you buy it at? What made you decide to buy that property? What's some of the best features about the property? If they can't give you good answers, then you need to, A, see a driver's license, have them make a quick movement because AI can copy a lot of things. And we also send a letter to the actual owner on record to make sure that they're aware of the house, the vacant land being listed. Also, we check the title records to see if it's recently been changed. If it's recently been changed and we get somebody calling that's really anxious to sell it for some great price, red flag. If it sounds too good to be true, it almost always is. So you need to be careful on the buying side too. If you see some smoking good deal that's, oh my gosh, this piece of dirt for $10,000. Oh, it's a for sale by owner. Don't do it. There is so much risk out there right now in real estate that I would highly discourage you from doing it for sale by owner unless you know they're an occupant of the home, they live there. It better check out really, really good, but you better have some kind of protection. Or you might find yourself out a bunch of money without a home. So thanks for joining me on Moveonomics. Hopefully this was helpful to you. Call me anytime if you have any questions or suggestions, or email me, peter@listingprescott.com, or call me 928-636-7000. Share this with all your friends and make sure you subscribe to Moveonomics.